screaming yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start recording and we can just talk about it. Cause yeah, that I mean, Ryan, we got to talk about it. You leaving when it was 30 to 14.
Hey,
I mean,
that was the adjustment I needed to make as a fan for us to get back into this game. And I never stopped watching, to my very small amount of credit, which, yeah, I was a bad fan tonight. But I stuck it out and kept watching. And just let's just back up. That was the craziest fucking Seahawks game since the 2014 NFC Championship against Green Bay, without a doubt, in my mind. We've had some good wins in the last, 10, 15 years or so or whatever. This ranks up with any non-Super Bowl playoff win, I think, of all time. Because just considering the narrative of this game, the crazy comeback, the crazy 2-point conversion play to Charbonnet where he's literally like, "Oh, here you go, ref." Like it's
yeah,
just ridiculous. And then for Sam to not have a very good night, reminiscent of Wilson in 2014 for 3.5 quarters, and then just be fucking nails to march this team against one of the best defenses in the league after you get scored on, knowing you have to go for two, and to accomplish it, absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. That's what this game was. Game of the fucking year.
yeah, dude, it was kind of crazy because it was right after you left. I was borderline joking, but I was like, I said this to Taylor. I was like, watch, Ryan just left. We're gonna get a touchdown, go for two, get it, get the ball back, go get a touchdown, go for two, get it, and then we're gonna win after that. And then all of that happened. Even when on the Zach Charbonnet 2-point conversion, I was like, if they return, if they reverse this, we are going to win this game. There is
I
no
had a
way we are not going to win.
I had a feeling that the witch black magic was just on our side tonight after
Yeah,
that play because
the
once
Etsy
I
witch from the Mariners came and helped out the Seahawks tonight.
when they showed the replay and you saw the ball clearly going backwards, I was like, "Oh boy, like this is turning into something the Rams can't do anything about." Like the fate was just on our side tonight for whatever reason. And you know who Brandon Perna is? He's a football YouTuber. He's pretty popular. He's a big Broncos fan, and
Mhm.
every week on his show, he spins this thing he calls the Wheel of Misfortune or the Wheel of Pain or something. And basically, every week, a team lands on the Wheel of Pain, and without fail, something terrible happens to them. This week it was the Rams. And it's like, dude, you can't write this stuff as a script. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, when Puka scored that overtime touchdown, I that's when I started to feel like, okay, maybe we're not going to win this game. And then
Me
the fact that Sam Darnold was able to march down the field and fucking score, and then, dude, that's another thing about this game is a lot of the narrative going into the game was Sam Darnold not being able to win the big games. It doesn't get much bigger than winning a game by scoring a 2-point conversion to either if you get it, you win, or you don't, you lose. Like the pressure doesn't amount any higher.
Yeah, in overtime against the team that has been your demon for 2 seasons plus now, against the team that has been the Seahawks' absolute Achilles heel for, 8 years, as we talked about in the lead up to this game. It does not get any better than that. It's fucking beautiful. I have, as a fan, I haven't felt this feeling that we're feeling right now in over a decade. And it's the kind of stuff that you never thought you would really feel again. And it's so just bonkers and incomprehensible. Like, we haven't even brought up a single stat in this game, and we will, but just how crazy and unusual this game was makes it feel like looking at the numbers, it almost doesn't matter, right? Because, like, you get a special teams touchdown, which skews thing. You get two-point conversions. It's a really weird one. But I guess taking a step back now and doing our job, the Rams moved the ball up and down the field with ease in this game, really from the get-go. I believe we stopped them on fourth down on their first drive,
Yeah,
and
they had
and
581 yards.
yeah, that's got to be maybe the most yardage the Seahawks have ever given up. Like
I'm
it's got to
sick.
be up there.
I'm sick to my stomach that I benched Matthew Stafford in Jet City because,
I benched him in footballers. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
but I'm like, dude, I just like,
He threw for
I
130 last game. Like, I mean, that's why fantasy is hard, is sometimes the smart decision is wrong.
I also
But
just like it's been a while since we've been good enough to where I've also been like, I don't really want to cheer for players on that are playing against the Seahawks because in the years past it's been like whatever. I don't think we're that good
yeah.
anyway. But now I'm like we're a Super Bowl contender and
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I
gonna
I leaned on the Seahawks hard this week in fantasy because I believed. And I mean they
same.
won the game. It didn't really show up for me in fantasy results, but that's
Same.
okay. I'll take the L there for this W because
Yeah.
you can't, no matter how much money you have, you cannot buy the feeling that a Seahawks fan has tonight. It's unreal. My first takeaway looking at the stats is it is genuinely hard to believe that we outrushed the Rams by nearly 50 yards. Like I'm looking at that and I'm like, do I need to rewatch the game? Because how the fuck did that happen? It seemed like the Rams were just pushing our defensive line back for so much of this game, but we do have to remember they tightened up, especially after that Rashid Shaheed touchdown. I feel like that completely changed the game. And what a trade that has been for the Seahawks. I know it didn't pay dividends right away, but two of the last 3 weeks, he scored on a special teams uh, touchdown. He was a huge bonus on the game winning drive against the Colts last week. And then this week he was giant again. So Shaheed that's looking like one of the better trades we've made in recent memory.
Yeah.
Seahawks and Rams both got 6.6 yards per play, which I think is kind of interesting because that's another stat point here that like maybe the final drive kind of evened things out, but it felt like the Rams were just doing whatever they wanted all game, and the Seahawks were just fighting an uphill battle this entire game.
Yeah, well remember in the first half we only had the ball for like 5 minutes and it was like well into the second quarter.
Yeah, and Sam had thrown, I think, 5 passes total in the first half or something like
Yeah, and
that.
then so the time of possession ended up being for them having it for 40 minutes compared to our 26.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
And
crazy.
a shout out real quick to Kenneth Walker because he was kind of a lightning rod in this game. Rushed for 100 yards and a touchdown, and that 55-yard play he had in the first half, I believe it was on a screen, um, or 46-yard play. That really got things going. And him having 164 total yards tonight, I did not see that coming. I thought this would be a JSN game. And I mean, it's not that it wasn't, but the Kenneth Walker's I kind of the unsung player of the game on offense for us this week.
Yeah, sorry I got sidetracked because I just was looking at the fact that Puka was already bitching about the refs
Yeah.
after the game, saying, "Can you say I was wrong? Appreciate you, Stripes, for the contribution."
That the amount of damage that guy's done to his PR in like 2 days is crazy. Like, I'm sorry, what a bitch. Like, you think the refs made your kicker miss a 41-yard field goal and made your defense give up like 24 points after the fourth quarter? No, that had nothing to do with it. In fact, the refs had some horrible calls against the Seahawks in this game, namely that hit
Yeah,
on a
you
defenseless
wouldn't have gotten
receiver.
your overtime touchdown if we had gotten that interception called our way in overtime.
Which
So,
I've seen similar plays go the other way. I can't blame them for overturning that Ernest Jones pick, not pick, but I mean it was close. It's not like it was obviously not a catch.
and it was called an interception originally. So it's
Yeah.
like it it could have been 50-50. But yeah, fuck Puka Nacua.
Yeah. Yeah, so once again we hold a team without a 100-yard rusher, which I believe is our 23rd game in a row. Pretty impressive. And I know, again, it did not feel like it, but we held Kyron Williams and Blake Corum both to under 3.5 yards per carry, which is, I mean, that's getting the job done. I know they had a ton of attempts and the Rams rushed for 120 yards, but on a per play basis, that's not going to lose you games, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have Kyron in fantasy, so I was watching every run he had, and it was a rough night for him. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I kind of expected that. I expected us to shut him down, and pretty much I thought the Rams, if they were going to do anything rushing the ball, it was going to be, from the 1 yard line. There, it was going to be touchdown dependent numbers for them as far as their rushing attack because I didn't think that they were going to be able to move the ball and have, godly numbers unless they had a shitload of attempts, which they did. So,
Agreed. And yeah, I mean, there was a number of injuries in the secondary in this game. I think Love and Woolen and Eman Worry all got banged up. None of them seem like they're going to be season injuring things, but I think that definitely contributed to the fact that Matt Stafford threw for 457 and three touchdowns. Puka gets 225 on 12 receptions and two touchdowns.
makes me
Um,
sick.
I know. So it does seem like because it started to remind me of the Buccaneers game where like when we get guys um, getting injured out there, the fall off is kind of significant if it happens. But I mean that's going to happen to any team. Um, so hopefully those guys aren't out long term because clearly we need them. But yeah, this it almost just feels like wasted words trying to go through the stats on this game because I don't think any of them tell the whole story. But yeah, I mean, just shout out Rashid Shaheed again, man. That guy has made such a difference. And JSN had like one of the quietest, almost 100-yard games you'll ever see, and got the pseudo game winner with the touchdown at overtime and the subsequent 2-point conversion to Saubert, who I don't even know if he's gotten a pass thrown his way this year. He just got a contract, oddly enough, and he just got off IR like last week. So pretty crazy for him to be the hero of the game.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that we're 12-3 because like one more win and we tie the best record in franchise history. And then if we win two more games, we'll win the most in franchise history. And Sam Darnold will win 14 games back-to-back seasons. That's
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
and I mean, the Rams were by far the toughest opponent on our schedule left remaining. So it's very feasible that they will accomplish that. And 14-3 will objectively be the best regular season they've ever had. So they've already surpassed my win expectation of 11 for the season. So we're playing with house money at this point. This has been an unforgettable season this year, and I just how far can this team go? I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna put us over the Rams in the power rankings this week because fuck them, we beat them. But I mean, the- a potential third match with them is very likely in the playoffs, and they're gonna be as tough to beat. I mean,
I don't know, man. Unless they play the Panthers in the first round, they're not safe.
it's true, and yeah, they're likely gonna. If we get the 1 seed, the Rams are almost certainly getting the 5 seed, and they would play either the Panthers or the Bucks. So yeah, I mean,
That'd be so funny if they lost to the Panthers twice this year.
and just go one and done after. I mean, this Rams team is one of the best NFL teams we've seen, not just this year, but I would say the last few years. I'd put them up against, the Chiefs and the Eagles, like just talent wise and the way Stafford's playing. So it'd be crazy if they were just a one and done wild card exit. That
Yeah,
would feel so unfair.
it would be awesome though.
Yeah, Ben. So, couple things that we haven't mentioned yet, I don't believe. This is the first time we've beat the Rams with Matt Stafford starting at quarterback. First time. And that again
Really,
goes
that's
back.
crazy.
Yeah, and that's why this win feels so huge is since they got him in 2021 and even before that, really, like this team has just felt like insurmountable for Seattle to overcome, like year in and year out. And uh to finally get over the hump, like I hope this is the turning point in our rivalry because we if there ever is a game that can be, it would be this one. But yeah, that just feels like a huge relief to get that off our back.
Yeah, I had no idea that that was the case. I had
Hmm.
figured that we
Unfortunately.
had beat him at some point, but then again, I mean, I guess we did sort of. I guess I'd have to look at our record against Jared Goff, but it seemed like we, I guess, kind of had an even score against him, probably.
I would wager we probably had a losing record against Goff's Rams, but if we beat them a fair share of times, I believe there was the crazy game in 2019, 2016, obviously, and
Hmm.
then 2017 they won a game, and then 2020 they won at home to secure the division, but then immediately lost to Jared Goff and the Rams in the playoffs. So nobody remembers that game, rightfully so. And the Seahawks also clinched a playoff spot tonight. So first playoff appearance in 3 seasons.
Do
And
you, sorry, do you remember seeing that other stat tonight? It was like the Rams are some
oh
crazy record and one, and then we were 0 and 150 something
yeah,
with
we
like
were 0
15
and
points in the fourth quarter.
yeah,
Like, and it was like reversed for both. That was a terrible way to describe what I'm trying to say, but
no, I know what you mean. And the
can you look it up? Can you read it?
I just remember what it was. I think the Rams were like 400 something and 0 or like 400 something and 1 leading by 15 points in the fourth quarter and the Seahawks were 0 and 172 trailing by 15 points in the fourth quarter. They are now 1 and 172 in that situation.
Yeah, that's also why the win is feels so good, is because I can't think of a time where we've like won being down by that much, and it's because we haven't. So
Yeah, I mean that's why after that Stafford interception, I was like, well, it's over. Or sorry, not Stafford, Darnold interception. I was like, well, this is over because out of 173 times in that situation, it was over, but not tonight.
yeah, it's insane. Um, let's yeah, I mean, going just looking back at the stats.
You know what's crazy too? I'm just thinking because the Rams beat us 21 to 19,
Hmm.
and then second game 38-37. So like the two games across each other is like almost exactly even. And we've had the Seahawks at 1 and 2 in our power rankings for about a month now. It's felt like they're the two best teams, and
You
they
also said that we would win by 1 point.
I did. And you said that it was going to be a high scoring game, which I didn't think was going to happen with the weather condition tonight, but
Yeah, the weather fucking
it
tricked
weirdly
me.
I don't know how the offenses were doing so well because walking around in the Northwest today was annoying. You're literally getting blown back by the wind and it was pissing rain for a while. But I mean they didn't bother them.
Yeah, it was certainly pissing me off. I did not expect Stafford to go off like that, and the run game to be so mediocre at best. With I mean, the amount of times they ran the ball, I would have expected them to do more damage against us, but just it just never happened. And
Yeah, and I mean that Rams team is really physical, man. They're like one of the most physical teams in the league. So to play on a Thursday after a very short week with no rest and go basically 5 quarters with them, it this is as impressive as it gets, I think. Just
I
given
also
the sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say I also can't I just can't remember an overtime game where there's been two touchdowns scored.
Yeah, because a couple of years ago, that Puka touchdown would have been the end of the game. That would have been it. It would have been 36-30, and we're all hanging our heads. And so instinctively, that's how I like felt like I was supposed to react to that. But with that rule change at the Bills, so we can all thank a local Bills fan tonight for even getting a chance to win this game. They were so upset about how the playoffs went for them in that game against Mahomes that they
Yeah.
changed the rules to where there's no sudden death. Both teams get a possession kind of thing.
Hmm.
And I mean, honestly, I feel like that's got to be a win for the NFL because look at how much better it made tonight's game.
Yeah, both teams got
Unless
a
you're a Rams
chance to
fan.
score a touchdown. Yeah. And then, I mean, the stakes being what they were at the end of the game was just, yeah, it was amazing. And just
Yeah.
what was on the line for both of us. Like, we control our own destiny now, and if we win out, we're the one seed and we get a bye. Like, I did not see that coming.
No, at no point in this season did I really feel like that was going to happen. Just because of how good the Rams are and like the 49ers are in their division, it just seemed like, man, like I think we're a playoff team this year, but this is a tough slate.
Dude,
But
it's crazy because it's like exactly what the Mariners did. The Mariners won like 15 straight or whatever. They didn't win that many in a row, but it was like 17 of 18 or something like that. And
mhm.
it's like that's what we're doing. We're just exceeding expectations way more than I thought we were gonna. And
Yeah, I mean, just taking a look at the schedule here. So I know we've won five in a row, but I believe that the Seahawks at this point have won like, let's see. So five, and then one, two, three, four. So they've won nine of their last 10 games.
Mhm.
And the only losses they've had this season have been by a combined 9 points. So it's crazy how just consistently competitive this team has been this year. Almost every team has had a game where they, lost by 10 points or whatever. Besides the Rams, they're the only other team in that situation.
Of
Um,
course.
and I just think it speaks volumes to how close this thing is going to be coming down to the end. The playoffs are going to be great this year. Like, no matter how things end up seeding wise, we'll be there. Rams are going to be there. Niners are almost certainly going to be there. And then, yeah, I mean, teams like the Bears are kind of looking good right now. I know the Packers lost Micah Parsons, but the NFC side is going to be absolutely must-watch TV, I think.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the playoff picture because it's pretty awesome seeing us as the one seed and the Broncos as the one seed. Could you imagine if we played them in the Super Bowl?
And I would love if that happens and then we just blow them out again. Because I think the Broncos have been blown out in a Super Bowl like several times, like
I think
with
like
Elway.
8 times.
Yeah. So it'd be so funny if like let's say we play in the NFC Championship against the Rams and it's a game like tonight that's crazy and then the Broncos get there and then we just steamroll them.
Yeah, this is a pretty crazy playoff picture because if we are the one seed, then it would be the yeah, it would be Bucks right now if the playoffs started right now. It'd be Bucks, Rams, and then Niners, Eagles, and then Packers, Bears.
I kind of hope it just stays the way it is because
Me too.
all of those matchups are really interesting. Like
Yeah, Niners, Eagles would be good because one of
that
those stupid ass teams would be out of the fucking playoffs, which would be nice. And then
I don't
obviously
even know
Buccaneers.
who I would take in that one too because I feel like the Niners have been playing better than the Eagles lately.
Yeah, the I think I would. Yeah, well, the Bears. I would want the Bears to beat the Packers, and then maybe the Niners to beat the Eagles, and then Rams to beat the Bucks. So then we wouldn't have to play the Rams until the NFC Championship game if that were the case.
That would be ideal. Yeah.
Because I think we could beat the Niners. I don't know. Both of them are just so fucking annoying, and we all know each other so well that there's just no real. a- Any game against either of them in the playoffs is going to be brutal. And if we have to play both of them, that would be hell.
Having 6 games in a season against your two division rivals, that
That
would be
would
the most
suck so much
Seahawks thing to
ass.
have to go through.
Yeah, we have to beat the Niners first, then the Rams, then the fucking like. Oh wait, hold on.
I guess, I mean, if we get the top seed, it would just be Niners, Rams in all likelihood to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was just looking at the AFC teams, but no, I feel like none of them would be worse than playing either of our division opponents.
Yeah. I'm just
Like,
looking down the stretch of the schedule, though. So the Seahawks, obviously not taking anything away from the win tonight, but for what we need to accomplish, it actually doesn't change anything. We still need to win out because the Rams are playing the fucking Falcons and Cardinals to close out the season. So you're not going to get any help there unless something crazy happens.
yeah,
Um, and we got to go through two at least 500 teams right now with the Panthers and the 49ers. I'm not too worried about the Panthers, not gonna lie. 49ers, like, I think we're a better team, but they're just so fucking annoying and like just do not die this year. Like, I don't think that's gonna be an easy one at all.
yeah, I agree. And I can just already foresee like a 35 touch game for McCaffrey again, and it's still, even if no matter what we try to do, it just won't matter, and he'll score a couple tutties. But I don't know. That game is going to be pretty stressful, I think. But
Yeah, I'm really glad that we played on Thursday night this week because the guys that got banged up, they now have 10 days to get healthy before the next
hmm
game. And quick note, did you really feel like Charles Cross being down this game was a season ender? Because I didn't. I thought Josh Jones did a pretty solid job filling in for him.
yeah, there were a couple drives where Sam Darnold got sacked. Granted, there were some plays where he held onto the ball too long, but like there was some sacks he had where it was like he dropped back and he was cooked.
I thought that was mostly on both of the guards though, and the center. I thought the interior O line tonight kind of got their fucking butt whooped for a lot of this game. I think Zabel had his first couple like oof moments, and
hmm
he's going against Kobe Turner, one of the toughest guys to block on the interior D line side of things. But it didn't kill us obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah. Interior O line, hopefully they got that out of the way and now they can rest and get back to health. But I think Charles Cross will be back at some point, if not the playoffs.
hmm
But I got confidence from this game that we can survive with Josh Jones if we need to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Ryan, the meeting is actually coming to a close.
Yeah, I figured we'd fill up all the time on this one, but man, just what a game. I've been sitting here in this chair for like an hour. I'm still in disbelief that we're 12-3 and we won that game. It's
I know,
just
I need to watch the
it's like too
highlights.
good to be true.
Yeah, I almost wish that I had gotten to leave though and watch the rest of that game, not at the bar, because I just wanted to hear it.
I will say that it was kind of nice once I was just alone in my room watching the game because I had the audio and I could do and say whatever I wanted, like not in public anymore.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that was a good dub, and I'm looking forward to the Panther game in 10 days.
Yeah, I guess we could consider doing a like Sunday week wrap up pod or something, but if not, we'll talk to you guys in about a week.
Yeah, yeah, we'll figure something out. All right, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we'll catch you guys later.
Yep, see you on the next one.
Yes.